Hello and welcome to the New Normal with Steve Benaquist. Welcoming you to the New Normal. I'm New Normal and this is the Steve Benaquist. Well, on today's show, we're going to talk a little more about Little House on the Prairie, a very special episode to cap things off. But first, let's talk about the new normal that faces us all, and that's what's happening with the presidential election, what's happening with COVID, and we'll get to that right after this. And we're back on the New Normal with Steve Benaquist. Well, there's cause for celebration. Joe Biden has won the election again. That's right. First, he won the popular election by 6 million votes. He also has had counts finished in all the states, recounts in a couple, lawsuits by the Trump administration thrown out in, I think out of 32 cases, they lost 31, and I don't know what the 32nd one was. And now the General Services Administration, a branch of the governor which has a General Services Administrator named Emily Smith or something, who is a Trump appointee. There's some little loophole that says that she has to certify that it's okay to move ahead and approve the transition funds. And so that will be happening, although Trump is not conceded. So while I am getting sick of all the winning, as Trump predicted, it wasn't his. That's the interesting thing. So since he hasn't conceded, and he does have rabid followers with guns who like to plot the kidnapping of governors and storm into state houses with weapons, perhaps it's a little too soon for the champagne, but I am celebrating with something a little milder, a little organic cucumber juice from my local farmer's market in Southern California. I don't want to get my stalkers knowing which one I shop at. It's from Kathy's Kitchen, LA. It's 100% organic cucumber, although it also contains natural sugar as opposed to petroleum-derived sugar. I think all sugar comes from plants. Delicious. Doesn't taste like it has sugar in it at all, which begs the question, why put it in there? Anyway, it's pretty good. It helps me celebrate. So, what more? Biden is starting to appoint his appointees and round off those that are a little too pointy. And including little Obama-era favorite for the Secretary of Treasury he has picked. You know it, say it with me. Janet Yellen! Who actually sounds more like this. She has the very, I'm Janet Yellen. I would like to think, though, when she gets to her name, hello, I'm happy to introduce myself. I am Janet Yellen! I think she's pretty good. I'm just going to trust that she is, since I have no say in the matter. And as for our shared reality, the new normal of COVID is that even more people are dying. And there's a 28% increase in child COVID-19 cases over the last 2 weeks, American Academy of Pediatrics says. So there's that. Making me feel a little less celebratory. So we'll be right back with that Little House on the Prairie roundup right after this. And we're back to the New Normal with Steve Benaquist, and I'd like to talk to you. I've been saying that I've been catching up with some old TV, a lot of TV watching during this pandemic for me, and Little House on the Prairie, free to you with ads on the IMDb app. They're not a sponsor. We don't have sponsors. We just have donors. Thank you very much. And likers and subscribers. So they're getting a freebie, just like Kathy's Kitchen, LA. It's a great show. It's and last night's episode was Four Eyes. Now, don't get ahead of me. You don't know what this episode is about, although the title appears, and then you think, "Does someone get to have four eyes in this?" Or is this is that a misspelling of for your eyes only? We'll see. We'll see. So in the episode, the eldest daughter of the Ingalls family, Pa Ingalls' firstborn, Mary Ingalls, she's a very scholastic girl. She cares about school. She loves and looks up to her teacher, Miss Beadle. But her grades are slipping. slipping behind those of her nemesis, the bitchy daughter of the highfalutin merchants of the town, Nellie Olson. And Nellie is rubbing it in her face that her grades are getting better and better. She's getting $1 for every A she gets on a report card. And study as hard as she might, Mary just can't seem to get her groove back. And finally, Pa is helping her. Pa, that's Michael Landon, playing to the children colloquially known as Pa, but his real character's name is Charles Ingalls. He figures it out that she needs glasses. And they live in a tiny prairie town in Minnesota, but he takes her a few days wagon ride away to an ophthalmologist or an optometrist. You can write in and tell me what the difference is. I think it's an ophthalmologist that makes glasses. And she gets them, but then the kids start taunting her and calling her Four Eyes. And then they're saying, you're going to end up like Miss Beadle, who's a spinster. And why that isn't spinstress, I don't know. Back in the era when they were using the word spinster, they're pretty obsessed with getting the gender right of actresses and waitresses and spinstresses, but I'd never heard of a male spinster. Anyway, she hides him in a log. Her grades go down again until she sees that Miss Beadle has a beau. And the beau kisses her passionately. And that same beau on the way into the schoolhouse compliments Mary highly on her beautiful blue eyes. And so she gets the feeling like, you know what, maybe I won't be a female spinster after all. And so she puts the glasses back on, wins the history exam over Nellie, and everything's all right. Now, I'll take one little bone to pick with this is the emphasis on winning, because what if she hadn't won? She might not have kept the glasses, and she might have, become a fallen woman or an influencer. Who knows? Whatever the equivalent was, which I guess would mean you'd pose for engravers to engrave you nude, and then you'd be holding a... I don't know. I don't know. Well, that just about wraps it up for this episode of The New Normal with Steve Benaquist. Till next time, I'm Steve Benaquist, reminding you that if it ain't new, it ain't normal.